Good morning and welcome to my second video of emotional pain, dealing with emotional pain. This is a follow-up video from my first one which spoke about why is emotional pain on the rise and how do we generally deal with it. Because I'm psychic, I hear you already thinking that what is it about emotional pain that we don't know that she's going to tell us over the next 10 minutes? And how is it that it could be this simple when we've been dealing with pain for so many, many years? She doesn't even understand how much of pain we are in. Actually, this is a response of the ego to make your pain bigger, brighter, darker than other people's pain. What does she know about pain? Yes, I do. And therefore, this series is designed to help you understand how the universe works and why are you facing what you're facing. So let's get into why is this pain inflicted on me? Why me? Why am I going through this when others seem to have a normal life? Why do I seem to have more challenges? And it seems that I'm seeing more challenges these days than I was ever seeing them before. And these darkest, deepest corners of my life, how nice it would be if I could just ignore it and move forward. But guess what? These pains need to be dealt with. And one of the best ways of dealing with this is to understand the dynamics of the universe. So, from a soul perspective, my point is that this could very much be part of your soul lesson, part of your soul contract while you're on this planet. What does that mean? Well, souls come here to Earth or other planets to be incarnated to understand certain lessons that would take them to higher consciousness. And therefore, all souls choose two or three key lessons in every lifetime that they go through to be able to become a more ascended soul, to become a soul of higher consciousness. Now, let's say that your lesson in this life is trust. Okay? So, chances are that before you were born, your soul has chosen opportunities, events, and people who would cheat on you, who would run away with your money, who would really abuse your trust in them. Now, your lessons are different from different people, so no point in comparing to how other people's life is and why are you facing these issues again and again. And chances are also that if you've not dealt with this pain, you will continue to see a pattern where this happens to you again and again. So you take a job with an understanding that your salary is going to be X, and when you join that, you realize that that's not how it is. Or you start a business with someone and your partner runs away with money. Or you get into a relationship and you realize that the other person is cheating on you. Now, different circumstances, different events, different people, but the pattern of abuse of trust continues to remain the same, and this kind of puts you in a dark corner to say what's wrong with me or what's wrong with my life and why am I attracting this and why is it only happening to me. So pain actually happens when you are in resistance. Have you seen those little dogs being taken for a walk? The owner is pulling them in one direction, the little dog is going in the other direction, and his neck is, getting pulled. And that's exactly how we behave in the face of soul lessons. So, when life is trying to teach us a certain lesson, instead of flowing with that lesson, we want to be in resistance. Why do we want to be in resistance? We want to be in resistance because we don't like to be out of our comfort zone, and not at all when life pushes us out of that comfort zone. And we've asked for it, right? So we've asked for the fact that I want to be in this place of great fame, great money. So life says, great, let me first break your walls and take you to that. And we say no. We want to get there, but we don't want to get out of our comfort zone, and therefore the pain. Okay, so we are not able to see our lessons and we are not flowing with life and resisting it, and that is actually causing us pain and we don't know what to do with it. So sometimes we move on without resolving the issue till we actually come across another person or another situation that puts us back into our square of pain. Now, let's use the law of attraction to understand how we can resolve this emotional pain. Because in my last video, like I spoke, denial, blaming it on karma, all these things are not going to help you because you're not facing, what needs to actually be faced. And we are not willing to get into another space to deal with this pain. So you understand that the law of attraction works on the principle that whatever we give out, we get back. So it's actually the frequency of what we give out, because the universe does not understand any other language but frequency. And so when we emit the frequency of a certain thing, the universe has no choice through the law of attraction giving it back to us 10 times more. The problem is that we talk more about where we are today as opposed to talking about what we want or where we want to be, that is causing the resistance and the friction, and therefore we are in pain. For example, somebody who's going through trust issues, let's continue with the theme of trust, and their friend asks them, how are you doing? Wow, what a wonderful opportunity for that person to completely launch into an emotional drama and to say, look, you know what happened? I opened a business with someone, and that person, unbelievable. He had such a good reputation and he ran away with my money. And as you know, this continues in my life. And you remember my relationship, that man cheated on me or that woman cheated on me and he just stepped out of the relationship. God knows what's happening to people, okay? And you go on and on and on, hooking the other person as well onto your frequency of how it is and pain. And the universe, guess what, has no choice but to give more of that to you. You ask me that, but Manmeet, with our five senses, this is all we can see. And so how do you want us to imagine something different where all we see is this? So we are broke and all we see is bills lying on our table and creditors on our door, and you want us to imagine a life of abundance, sitting in Miami having a pina colada and really having, fun. We can't see it because this is our reality and it pinches us, and therefore this is what it is. How do I ignore this? Okay. Now, imagine a Christmas party that you're planning to host over the next 2 months. You cannot see that Christmas party. The punch is not on your table. The lights have not been put on. But if I ask you to talk about that party, you're actually going to talk about it and say, we are planning a party and how wonderful it's going to be and all my friends are going to be there. And I ask you, but it's not happening yet. The lights are not on. The Christmas tree is not being put up. So how are you talking about it? And you wonder. Let's say you go to a restaurant, okay, and you and your friend get seated. It's a wonderful Chinese restaurant. And you get seated and you see on your table there's a menu card, there are 2 glasses of water, everything is all as it should be. Now the universe is a waiter. He's standing over there waiting for your order. And all you're talking about is, wow, we have 2 glasses of water on our table and there's no food. Look at all the tables around us. There's so much of yummy food. There's fragrance. There's aromas. We are hungry. Oh, we are hungry. We are hungry. And oh, there's no food. There's just water. There's no food. Now the universe is waiting for your order. But instead of placing the order of what you want, you're talking about how things are and the lack of it. The lack of what you don't have. Oh, we don't have food. Look at those aromas. I wish I could have it. I wish I could have it. But you're not placing the order with the universe. And therefore you're in pain. I hope this example helps you understand that talking about our situation as it is not going to help us manifest what we want, because we are coming from a place of lack of what isn't there and not talking about what we want, and thereby not placing our order to the universe. And he has no choice but to stand there and listen to your lack and give more of that to you, or certainly not be able to take your order and go there and get it delivered. I want money. I don't have any money. I want money. God, look at those bills. Look at that gorgeous dress. I can't buy it. Is all talking from where you are and not talking about what it could be. And again, you come back to me saying, okay, even if I imagine, my mind rejects it because it's so preposterous. Sure, I get that. So for someone who has, let's say, only 1,000 rupees in their bank, to say I'm a millionaire or have an affirmation or talk about that, his mind will simply reject the idea, forget what will be the reaction of the people around him. Talk then in a present continuous tense as the desire to be work in progress. So you could always say that I'm in the process of moving towards abundance. I'm in the process of making more money every day, every minute. Well, when you get onto a flight, in the middle of the flight, you don't think that it's not going to land, right? So if you take a flight to Bangalore, you don't say that, oh, what if it doesn't land? So let me not get onto the flight because I'm not sure whether it'll land. It's like saying, let me not talk about that party or that order to the universe about what I want, because what if it doesn't get manifested? How sad will it be then? Well, we've got to have an element of trust and an element of faith on the law, which is absolutely final, and that's how the universe works. So if you're oscillating in the energy of doubt and fear that your desire is not going to get manifested, then you're talking from where you are and not where you want to be. So the next time somebody asks you, how are you? Launch your rockets of desire, launch your rockets of what you want. And that's a wonderful opportunity to place your order with the universe to say, I am so excited to tell you that I'm moving towards my dream job. And every day and in every way, I'm aligning myself to higher energies, to love. And you know about that dream house, I've already started doing my research on that, and things are just lining up. And that is not so unbelievable as saying, you know, I have my dream house, or I have 1 crore in the bank, which is then rejected by your mind, and in your mind rejected by other people. So we could always talk about things in as work in progress, place our order with the universe, and have absolute trust that the universe will deliver. My next video is going to be on understanding what to do once you place the order and still your desires are not manifesting. But for the sake of this video, coming to the crux of solving emotional pain, A is an understanding of why the emotional pain is happening, because of a simple reason that is one of the lessons we need to learn. We need to vibrate with the frequency of compassion, of love, of kindness, and be willing to flow with life, to take us to the next destination, to a higher consciousness. Ask yourself when you're going through an issue, what is it trying to teach me? And if you're not able to see it, ask some of your close friends who would be able to tell you a pattern that is disruptive in how you react to the problem. The second is use the law of attraction in talking about how you want it to be. So if you're in pain of people deceiving you, talk about trust, talk about having wonderful people in your life, talk about trusting the universe, and therefore the law of attraction has no choice but to create that life for you. If you're going through a relationship difficulty with your spouse, with your children, talk about the way you want that relationship to be, and believe that every day, every moment, you're working towards that goal. And talking, emitting frequency, being in that vibration will place your order with the universe, and the universe has no choice but to give it back to you. That is a concrete way of dealing with pain, with understanding and with action. So understanding from the soul perspective and action from the law of attraction perspective. Do let me know if you have questions on this video, and I'll be happy to answer them in my upcoming video, which will be dealing with what do we do if we've placed our order and our desires have not yet manifested. Thank you for watching this. You could follow me on YouTube or you could subscribe to our website and our channel. The website is www.soul-miracles.com, or like us on our Facebook page. I look forward to your questions. Thank you.